you will soon be able to have your power stat look like this. Recently, VTech just posted an update regarding the jewel crafting system, which when implemented will allow one to add jewels or gems into equipment, like of the screenshot of the leak shown, where it appears so that by equipping a diamond will give your equipment more armor points. So very likely there will inevitably be a gem that adds more power stats to your equipment, making power levels over 200 points very likely. But there is much more coming other than just a simple power stat bonus. Additionally, you can create jewels, not to be confused with gems. Jewels are crafted with 1 gem item and 5 of a resin item, similar to brewing potions. When crafted, that jewel will give small amounts of stats depending on the gem type used, as well as a unique effect on the resin used. These types of unique effects are listed below, with air capacity, increasing your air meter duration when underwater, your blocking power, which increases your blocking power, duh. On a side note, with this also comes the new potion effects. Most notably, one of those potion effects is the Iron Skin potion, which increases your damage resistance, and I hope you understand where I'm going with this. Pair these two effects with a paladin stat build, a shield, and the fortified food stat buff. And with all those combined, we could potentially see a build that takes no damage at all whatsoever. Anyways, back on track, the swimming speed buff, which increases one on swim speed, the attack knockback, which increases knockback to some of your attacks, climbing speed, energy regeneration, which increases your base passive energy regeneration speed, and finally attack destruction, which increases the destruction radius of attacks to terrain and destruction. Additionally, the amount of the stat given by the jewels depend a lot on the jewel's quality, having 6 tiers in total of jewel crafting skill: crude, dull, fair, grand, brilliant, and perfect. And finally, we have the socket system, or how much gems / jewels you can equip onto your equipment. Item levels up to 50 have no sockets whatsoever. Items with levels 50 through 100 have 1 socket, and all items above level 100 have 2 sockets in total. Additionally, the rarity of said item can come into play, with uncommon items having 1 socket and rare items and above having 2 sockets in total. But the max amount of sockets an item can have in total is only 2, so you can't theoretically have 4 gem / jewel sockets for, let's just say, Calvis's armor. And that is a whole lot of customizability this new feature will give players to play around with their builds. But mind you, the new potion effects are also coming with the jewel crafting feature, so we may possibly have a brand new meta of builds we can play around and experiment with thanks to these new features being added in the next update, especially accounting for the major weapon nerfs and bounce changes taking part. So what do you think about the new jewel crafting system? Do you think it makes a fine addition to the next update coming somewhat soon, or do you think the system is completely unnecessary and whatnot? Feel free to leave your opinions in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it and maybe consider subscribing to this channel. But otherwise, stay caffeinated and I'll see you in this next video.